you geeks! Today is a footnote on my ongoing series, Sins of the Father, where I compare Hiromu Arakawa's Fullmetal Alchemist to Dante's Divine Comedy. Unlike the main series where I stress the work's similarities, today I address a striking difference. For FMA is not a Catholic fantasy, but it does strive for the truth that is shared by many great faith and intellectual traditions. That is why I love it. FMA provides interesting conversation fodder, like the universal question, should one devour God? Arakawa answers no, while Dante would say, it depends. Spoiler warning for FMA. The Father's ultimate goal in Fullmetal Alchemist is to seize enough soul power to reach up into the heavens and eat God.
I'll force you down to this earth and into my bones! You have no choice but to be absorbed!
He succeeds for a bit, but the power quickly fades and he is reduced back to dust from whence he came. When the soul of the Father meets the truth in the afterlife, he is told that he should not have tried to become God. Rather,
why, God? How did I disappoint you?
You were incapable of believing in yourself.
Then he is drawn into his own torment. Thus, Arakawa makes it clear that seeking to devour God is a bad idea. On the other hand, Dante, who is a practicing Catholic, would have eaten God on a weekly, if not daily, basis. He even places it as a prerequisite for understanding heaven. You other few, who stretched out your necks early for the bread of angels, which one lives on here, though never sated by it. You well can set your course over the salt deep, staying within my wake. To clarify the Paradiso, because no one really understands the Paradiso, Dante is saying that only those who have eaten the bread of angels, that is, the Eucharist, that is, the body of God, can even begin to comprehend the wonder of heaven. In short, one must eat God to enter heaven. However, there are time, place, and manner restrictions on the eating of God. Moreover, the eating of God does not put God at the mercy of man.
Join me! Yes, I will no longer be bound to you or your consequences!
But man is most intimately made subject to the mercy of God. There are biblical accounts of the Eucharist killing those who receive it unworthily. Father clearly devours God in an unworthy manner. One does not simply storm the gates of heaven and demand that God's body be given. And it is further wrong to sacrifice the souls of thousands to achieve this goal. For Dante, God's body was freely given to those willing to accept it in humility. Destroying a nation to demand God's body is not an act of humility. Despite Arakawa's and Dante's disagreement on the nature of the relationship between God and man, there is still common ground between them. Usually I'd end my scholastic inquiry here, but unfortunately COVID-19 has made this abstract lesson very practical implications for Catholics and Christians today. If you aren't a Catholic or Christian, you are excused from my soapbox. This video is released on Holy Thursday, the day we recall the institution of the Eucharist. Usually I would say celebrate, but COVID-19 has closed all the churches. My social network feeds have been filled with the faithful arguing if it was right for the churches to close. While there are political, social, theological elements of this discourse, which I won't dive into here, I propose that we keep in mind the lesson of FMA's father, for receiving the Eucharist in error is worse than not receiving at all. We should not put our neighbors at risk by demanding as our right the opportunity to devour God. The Eucharist is a gift that can be given and taken away according to God's will. Let's not act like spoiled children and demand it.